Sister Martha and Kirk. She's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
I am very grateful to be here, and perhaps they put the youngest presenter next to the oldest presenter so we could illustrate this intergenerational thing. It has been my joy for 24 years to co-direct a mentoring program for new faculty at our university. I am extremely interested in good teaching and giving young people the opportunity to learn the most. I am so grateful that starting in 2007, I had 7 opportunities to see high-quality teaching in Hizmet schools, Hizmet tutoring centers, going all over Turkey, but then concentrating on research in the Southeast. And as a Catholic sister, I am so interested in giving disadvantaged people more opportunities. While I was in the Southeast, they said, go 100 miles down the road to Iraq and you will see some wonderful things. Sure enough, I saw some wonderful things at Hizmet schools in Iraq. And I'm going to give you 2 quick summaries of my talk. Then if I can't finish the talk, you'll feel like you got your money's worth. Does that sound okay? Okay, so the one quick summary is, seeing so many Hizmet schools, I began to notice the qualities of the students, their values, their virtues, their generosity. In our city, San Antonio, a group of wonderful Turkish Muslim high school girls are leaders within our leadership program, and it is reaching out to the world. Okay, that was quick summary 1. Quick summary 2, Martha, the 75-year-old Catholic sister, was mad and sad 2 months into the pandemic when what I considered a most important work and ministry was closed down. And Turkish Muslim high school girls lifted me up and carried me through the pandemic and have given me hope for the future and taught me so much about compassion and generosity. Okay, quick summaries. You can leave if you need to right now. So I will go on. From 2007 to 2011, I visited about 15 Hizmet schools and tutoring centers. I also participated in conferences, Hizmet education, and in Turkey and in other countries, promotes quality learning and opportunity for girls as well as boys, develops a sense of global citizenship in young people so that they think of the common good throughout the world. It furthers the UN Sustainable Development Goals. It develops good systems of mentoring and gives a sense of generosity and service rooted in Islamic ethics. Our group of sisters and a number of us university professors in 2004, started Women's Global Connection to be in solidarity with disadvantaged women all over the world. Particularly, we have concentrated on Africa and Latin America. In 2010, a program for girls within the larger program was started. Girls were mentored for 6 to 8 months. They researched global and local topics, and then they shared with others in a summit late in the school year. This was a program 1 month. I was showing the girls murals in our neighborhood. I was telling them the story of this immigrant woman who fled Guatemala, who was very desperate, who was killed when she entered the U.S. by a border agent. And young people in our program have really learned to think critically and compassionately. So we were having a wonderful summit in 2020, 200 girls in a room, learning, teaching, so excited. This shows some of their display boards and how they were teaching each other. But then the office was closed in February 2020, and I was one mad and sad person. But as I said, the contributions of the Hizmet young women have been wonderful. A larger, amazing program is emerging. We see them developing in different leadership styles. They bring Islamic virtues and values, which are really a gift for the world. And the tears have watered the ground. In Turkey, the tears have watered the ground in the pandemic, but the tears water the ground so that there can be more growth. And I think really this conference has focused so much on that. I am profoundly grateful to Dr. Sumera Tech, who has been a leader in the city of San Antonio. In fact, she was recognized as one of 4 women leaders a few weeks ago and was honored by the wife of our mayor. She has been leading us to United Nations women's conferences, and other Hizmet women in different cities have been very, very good doing that. So in the pandemic, she said, the Conference on the Status of Women is going to be online. Why don't we see if young women will be a part of it? So every Saturday morning, I had an open Zoom room. I am the Zoom queen, Saturday after Saturday after Saturday. And so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much care and generosity emerged among the young women, even their dogs. I hope you noticed that the dogs attended the Zooms also. And so we presented at this forum with people from about 20 different countries listening to our young women online. And I wish I had time and the tech would work, but there is a profound segment in this. A 17-year-old Turkish refugee young woman says very honestly that her family would have been in prison, but they hid, they fled across the mountains. They went through a very, very hard year in Greece. They finally got to the U.S., and she has emerged as a high-quality student in her high school and a leader among the leaders. She constantly teaches me, and I am so grateful. So after this very successful UN conference that Dr. Sumera Tech prompted us to have, Dr. Jomabe Marcus of our graduate education department took a lead in unifying us, and we began getting PhD students to help and to be mentors. We have PhD students from Brazil, India, Iran, Kosovo, Mexico, Nepal, Saudi Arabia, Uganda, and the US who have helped in mentoring both locally but also our online sessions. So, who has been in the online Saturday morning sessions? Girls in Kosovo, that very young, struggling country. We have a lovely group there, and one of our doctoral students is doing this. I'm on her dissertation committee. How do you develop leadership among young women in Kosovo? Then there are two wonderful groups in Uganda. A Holy Cross brother from there was formerly a principal, and he has them very active. And these are marvelous girls in Kenya. And many of them have not had much opportunity, especially in the villages. And yet, when they get on Zoom with us once a month on Saturday morning, we learn from them, and they are determined. And what a gift it is to be in this global conversation. These were some of the things that they presented at the UN Women's Conference. And they kept proposing problems in our villages when there are shortages of water. Here are ways that we might do big improvements. So in my last few minutes, I'm just going to flip through some more slides and say that the 4 Turkish young women who won the Alliance for Shared Values second place for their civic engagement have been just wonderful doing ecological projects, interfaith tree plantings, teaching elementary children, doing nature cleanups. They're marvelous teachers for younger children. And whenever I was talking to them about mentoring, they said, you need to know that Abi and Abla is much more than mentoring. It is a relationship that is warm, that is caring, that is encouraging. And then I love reading John Paul's book, where he discusses the importance of this. And they're becoming wonderful global citizens. And so I am grateful for the Turkish Muslim girls who, there you can see their wonderful faces. They have lifted and carried me and given me hope. And they are leaders for the rest of the world. And I am so grateful for the values of the Hizmet movement. And now they're raising money for a water well. Would you like to contribute? Thank you.